I got a question for you. Are you too old to be a Krav Maga Self Defense instructor? Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, my name is DJ, doing what I do, sitting back here on a Monday, chilling. And actually, it's not Monday, but that's my catchphrase, and I'm sticking to it. All right, cool, man. Today, what I want to talk about is I had a call from one of my, people who check out my channel, and his question was a good question. He asked, how old do you have to be, or what is the limit of the age? Is there an age limit on that you need in order to become a Krav Maga instructor? Okay, is there an age? At what age? What's the highest age that is? What's the cutoff age to become a Krav Maga instructor? All right, so let's get into it. Let me drink my water. Okay. All right, cool. So that was a good question. What is the highest age a person can be in order to become a Krav Maga instructor? Now, not to be a Krav Maga instructor, but to become a Krav Maga instructor, okay? And the reason why he was asking this, of course, is because becoming a Krav Maga instructor, depending on the organization, requires intensive training, okay? And, it's hard. It's hard to go through that intensive training. And some organizations are harder than others. Some organizations are really hard on actually being able to do the techniques and also teach the techniques. Some organizations want you to be able to teach them, and they're not, really hard on you doing them, okay? But either way, traditionally and normally speaking, it's hard training, okay? So he asked that good question. So I told him I was going to make a video on it, and here's my answer. To be honest, I don't really have a particular age that is a cutoff. I've seen people go through it, in their 40s. I think I know somebody who went through it on their 50s. I don't think they got all the way at the black belt, but they started in, I don't know, maybe they started in their late 40s, and the last time I seen them, they was in their 50s or something like that, but I don't really have an age. But I do have 3 things that you want to consider before going through Krav Maga instructor training, okay? There's 3 things you want to consider to go through Krav Maga instructor training. Always 3, sometimes 4. But of course, today, I'm going to give you 3. All right, cool. So the first thing I want you to consider when going through, when thinking about going through Krav Maga training is how fast you recover. Okay. Now, as you get older, of course, you don't recover as fast. Okay. As you start getting up in the age, look, man, Father Time is undefeated. We can run from Father Time, but eventually Father Time will catch us. Okay. And when you 15, 16, 17, in your early 20s, and you get a hard workout and stuff like that, and you soar, the next day or two, you 100%. You ready to jump back on the jump back in the ring, jump back under the bar, jump back into training. When you do that in 24 hours, 48 hours, you ready to jump back up into it. As you start getting a little older, when you start getting into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, that recovery time starts getting longer. And when you go through, instructor training, you may be up there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and test on Sunday or test on the 7th day, depending on the organization. So it can be hard on the body, and you got to listen to your body. So if you take you 2 weeks to recover from a 7-hour, 8-hour workout, then I don't know. It may not be the right thing for you to do. I know there's sometimes you can go through an organization where you can train on just the weekends and you got the whole week to recover, but that's something you want to consider. How fast does it take you to recover from a grueling, long workout? Make sense? Okay. All right. The second thing you want to consider is your physical limitations. When I went through instructor training, I never forget it, man. I was training hard and, I was recovering kind of fast. And right before I went through phase A, I work with Krav Maga worldwide, and phase A is getting you certified to teach level 1. When I went the day before I went through phase A, man, I was doing some hooks, and boom, my right elbow just was down, and I didn't know what was going on, man. I couldn't do nothing with my right elbow, so I couldn't even carry my luggage. I had to wrap my arm up, man, and tape it up, and took a lot of Advil. I keep my Advil because I ain't know it's not promoting, but I ain't no young dude, so I got to keep my Advil on deck. Right elbow went out. Okay. So I had to push through phase A. When I went through phase B, which was my second, instructor training, my left elbow went out. I was like, man, what the hell is going on? So now I got a bad right elbow. I got a bad left elbow. I'm taking Advils left and right, everything all taped up, So on my third one, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had to go get cortisone shots. I had cortisone shots in both my elbows. That's how I got through my phase B and my expert 1. It was rough. It was rough. To this, I come to find out I have chronic arthritis in both my elbows. To this day, I just trained. I did some MMA training. I think it was about 8 days ago, and I haven't been able to train hard since because we was really grinding and throwing some punches, and it wasn't even but an hour, but my arms be shot, man. My arms be shot. So your physical limitations. If you can't raise your arm no further than here, that's a physical limitation. If you can't lift your legs up but to a certain height, those are physical limitations. So you may be able to do some of the techniques, but then some of the techniques you can't do, and you got to think of, is it the majority or is it just 1 or 2? We might let you slide with 1 or 2, but if you can't do the majority of the techniques, then it may not be for you. The third thing is your overall health. So as we get older, sometimes our health becomes a factor. Okay, you got to take care of yourself. You got to eat right. You got to train, and you got to take care of yourself. But sometimes shit happens. So if you have a underlying heart condition, you have like a stent or some type of heart condition or health conditions that hinder you from grueling workouts, especially for long periods of time, might not be right for you. Okay. You got some people, man, they that's why, so a lot of organizations require, a physical first. We used to require an extensive physical first, and then it got to be a small physical. I don't think they even require physicals no more. But that's why, because we want to make sure we have a doctor who says he is fit to go. Let's think about a fight, not a self-defense fight, but like a boxing match or MMA fight. Okay, and probably all sports, but let's keep it in the realms of fighting. Before a fighter fights, he has to get approved by his doctor. Okay, a doctor has got to sign off of it. He got to have a physical release. If he don't have that physical release, he will not be allowed to fight. Okay, sports are the same way. You know, athletes, they got to shoot. I know people do too. They do one with the league, because the league might let you go ahead and play when you ain't supposed to be playing. And then they go to another doctor to get one with their own doctor, because they got to make sure everything's right. You know that boy who just played football and he got hit and his heart stopped and he almost died on the field. You know, so it's important to make sure your health is right. And and that boy was a young boy. That was a young boy, the football player. That was a young boy. But, you know, as your age gets older, you know, your health starts to deteriorate, okay? So those are the three things I think that you should consider before even thinking about going through some Krav Maga training. As far as age go, I mean, there's some other things you need to consider as well, but maybe I go into that on another video. But those are the three things. A, how fast do you recover? Okay, sorry about this, people. Okay, A, how fast you recover. B, your physical limitations. And 3, your overall health. All right? All right, so however you're going to do it, man, you know, make sure if you're going to do it to your best of your ability. All right? Cool. Peace. I'm out. Oh! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. I know I haven't been putting a lot of videos out because I've been working on the Audible for my book, man. And it's hard work working on that Audible. But Self-Defense, Why Even Bother, man. Y'all make sure y'all click on the link below to get my book, Self-Defense, Why Even Bother. The Audible is coming out. The Audible is coming out as well, all right? So y'all check that out. Peace. I'm out.